There are a number of different regulations on the interactions between lobbyists and lawmakers. But if a proposed bill goes through in Missouri, they might expand those regulations into the bedroom for the first time. So this is some of the language of the bill, which is being put forward by Republican State Representative Bart Korman. And it says, for purposes of subdivision 2 of this subsection, the term gift, talking about the gifts between lobbyists and lawmakers, shall include sexual relations between a registered lobbyist and a member of the General Assembly or his or her staff. You might have to register your staff in Missouri. Now, they do say relations between married persons or between persons who entered into a relationship prior to the registration of the lobbyist, the election of the member to the General Assembly, or the employment of the staff person shall not be reportable under this subdivision. So there are certain exemptions if you are already together. The reporting of sexual relations for purposes of this subdivision shall not require a dollar valuation. But if you'd like to, offer one up. Maybe they can change their behavior based on that. So the gift would not require a dollar valuation. Okay, so the idea there is that if a lobbyist can sleep with a lawmaker, then that might bias the lawmaker in a similar way that free gifts or cash or vacations or junkets or whatever do. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think about
that? I've had sex with women. And
you keep saying that.
I know. And often I have considered it a gift.
That you were very happy to receive.
I was very happy to receive it. And it was a gift that they gave. Mm-hmm. It certainly affected my decisions. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good law. Actually, this is actually kind of a good law, don't you think? In a weird way. It's making sex transactional, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But at the same...
More transactional.
More.
Than it already is.
But it's kind of like, hey, you can't just start banging somebody, and if you do, you got to report it.
Yeah.
So I think actually it's kind of a sunshine rule.
So thumbs up.
I'm thumbs up to this law.
Yeah,
actually.
What do you think?
I am too.
Why don't we Supreme Court anymore? What's wrong with the Young Turks?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Okay.
It's hard to implement it. I agree, by the way, because this is probably what happens. People get influenced by many things, and you can't put a dollar amount on it. Fine, so you put it as a gift. So it's going to be hard because people can find the way around it. But I feel like this bill is more making a point to say,
yes,
you're getting influenced by these other things too, and eventually you're going to have to tell us what these things are, because we can't. We do the vacations and the expensive dinners and whatever kind of things you purchase for each other. But when it comes to something like this, you have to either tell them to stop it, because there's some points of your life where you have to not do these things.
Right.
There's a professor in a student situation. You shouldn't do it. Sure, it's legal, it's fine, but you shouldn't do it.
Frowned upon.
Yeah, so in this situation, honestly, they shouldn't even do it. Now, the way that people are going to get around it is be like, oh, I met this 75-year-old lawmaker, I thought he was hot, so we started a relationship because I actually love him.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the way around
her,
it, because there was relationship clauses, and it's true.
There's going to be a guy, come on, I got a handy in the car, that counts, I got to report everything.
Yeah, they didn't actually define exactly what you need to do. And I mean, this already was part of season 2 of House of Cards. It's not totally implausible that a lobbyist could get involved. Yeah,
sure.
Something like this.
Think about the affairs that'll come up. They'll be like, what, are you going to ruin my marriage? I'm having an affair with a lawmaker or a lobbyist or a lawmaker, and you're going to make me report this? What if my wife, my husband finds out?
Yeah.
All these things. You're going to find a way around it.
So look, I know that this is not something that is universally loved, and the fact that it was put forth by a Republican state representative makes me uncomfortable. And the obvious second question is, so how do you enforce this? And I think the answer is there is no way to enforce this, but if we find out later that it was going on, then you could be penalized, which is something, I suppose. Look, I don't want ever people to have to register who they're sleeping with. I think people already provide too much of that information freely on Twitter and Facebook and Snapchat as it is, let alone other websites. And so I don't like this. But I do have to admit, I didn't think that you could have a sexual relationship with a lawmaker when you're a lobbyist. I mean, look, if a lunch can change a person's mind,
how about a munch?
Eating something else doesn't? Exactly. I like your wording better. We're going to go with that in version 2. I mean, the idea that sex doesn't change people's behavior and decision-making, that's the second most thing it does. So I don't like the idea of regulating people's sexual behavior in this way, but at the same time, I think that you gain certain privileges when you go into politics, and you lose certain things as well. And I think the health of American democracy and governance is perhaps more important than how often you get handies in the car.